with one another. I see why it may be easily misconstrued for something that it's not. You know what I'm saying? Because first of all, when we're talking AI, dog, AI, right? AI is it's technological advancement that's meant to make life even more convenient than what it was. You know what I'm saying? To a point where the brain rots. Nah, no, the brain may lose its function of being able to gather information. You know what I'm saying? Gather information from different sources, right? To put those details together and come up with a solution to whatever problem that they may be, facing, experiencing, obstacle, resistant point that they may be experiencing. You know what I'm saying? And so therefore, what AI does, like in the sense of like Google, because for me, like Google is AI, bro. It's artificial intelligence because it thinks on your behalf. You understand what I'm saying? So the intelligent aspect of the human, which is, thinking. You feel what I'm saying? And what does thinking involve? Like, I'm only shooting from the hip here. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like yapping. 'Cause I just want to yap. So I'm not interested in searching what the definition of this is and what the definition of. Hold on with that, right? Like, just according to me, thinking does involve doing some research. You know what I'm saying? Doing your homework. You feel me? Getting accurate details to some stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like, these are your thoughts, and like I'm only saying this coming, deriving this idea from the fact that thoughts may be what is it's projected on you. It's put on. It's like it's not yours. You know what I'm saying? It's like the images that are in your head when like imagining things, right? The images that go through your head. It's images of things that you've already seen in your life. You know what I'm saying? Images, shapes, forms, people, voices, sounds, smells, all type of shit, right? It's all from the memory bank. And so when we're talking about thinking and just maybe generating thoughts of the past, maybe memory, from memory, thoughts of the past, you use aspects, you use props, so to speak, right? Elements that you've already seen to make up a picture of old, right, in your head, so that you can generate whatever emotional feeling, whatever emotional. So that's thinking. You understand what I'm saying? And so therefore, when we talking about gathering aspects or elements that already exist, that's what Google does. You know what I'm saying? That's what Chat GPT and all these AI platforms do, right? That's just like a more advanced search engine, if you ask me. You know what I mean? So they gather information on your behalf, but it's information that's already there. So when we calling that information artificial, well, we can argue and say, yo, the fact that it's doing the thinking for you, that's the artificializing of the human aspect of things, right? The thinking, the thought. But when we say it's artificial, it's fake though. It's not real. But these are real details. It's just it's not in your head. It's not in your mind. It's gathered from different sources using this AI platform, AI bot or whatever. You understand what I'm saying? So it's not artificial intelligence, and that's my whole ba- base on this thing. You know what I'm saying? That's my whole base argument. It's like, why is it even called artificial when the information is real? You know what I'm saying? It's just how it's instructed to cook you the information, right? Because it might give you things that when we're talking about trying to be subjective, you know what I'm saying? Trying to be just subjectively validated and you know what I'm saying? What man? What's the words that I'm trying to look? You know what I'm saying? When talking about maybe trying to help, trying to get ChatGPT or whatever to help break down your crazy fantasies or whatever. You know what I'm saying? I feel like that's where it kind of like draws that boundary. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there may just be okay. I'm speaking according to. I'm speaking with regard to the AI platforms I've used. I've used Copilot, right? Came with the Windows PC that I'm using. I've used Copilot, and when it comes to Copilot, there's certain subject matters that like it doesn't even want to touch. I remember I was like, yo, Copilot, do you mind being my therapist, bro? The nigga was like, nah, dog. Like, yo, if you really need professional help, da da da. Here's some resources that I can like recommend you. You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't even want us to role play as therapist and patient. Like, yo, I was like, yo, I'm not gonna lie, I was a little offended. But you know what I'm saying? But you might have AI platforms that might go deep into subject matters. AKA now we get AI girlfriends and partners and boyfriends and things like that, right? Now when it comes to that, bro, like I don't think it can artificially just like fake being a girlfriend or boyfriend or anything like that even, because it's not like it's real intelligence, right? That's stored into it, and you can only pull from that intelligence, right? And all of that information, all of those details, those come from real human beings. They get uploaded onto these engines, search engines and platforms, and then you ask a question about it, you type it out, and then it goes and retrieves that for you, to give you a clearer picture of the answer that you might be looking for. And so therefore, maybe the coining artificial intelligence is not what people are looking for, right? Maybe authentic intelligence. AI for authentic intelligence. Because the info is there, bruh. Like it's there. It's never changing. You know what I'm saying? It's there. You feel me? It just pulls it from a place that's already in existence, right? Maybe in your limited understanding, you don't have an answer. That's why you're asking the AI, to give you an answer on some shit. And so therefore, what you might come up with in your limited understanding is ignorant, right? It's not but ignorance that's gonna come from you. Because you're gonna, you know what I'm saying? Your general knowledge may be that limited. Of course it is that limited. You know what I'm saying? AI knows everything. AI is everything. It's all this information. You understand what I'm saying? So it may actually bring you more authentic information. You know what I'm saying? AI for authentic, informative, informant. I don't know, man. You know what I'm saying? You try working at a 12-hour 9 to 5. You know what I'm saying? And have one of them dry shifts where you got nothing to do but just to think to yourself. You know what I'm saying? And have conversation. You feel me? That whole situation got me questioning AI, man. Whether to be like, yo, is AI really artificial intelligence? But put it in the comments, bro, if you think I'm understanding it. Like, if you have a different POV of how I could grasp this whole thing. You know what I mean? It's not artificial intelligence, man. It's authentic intelligence, man. Authentic intelligence, ladies and gentlemen. Right? I want to get into the comment section of
closely linked to
our anarchism, reaction, right? I want to get into some comments and just like see what people be talking about. Really, I don't know, forever.